Ladies and gentlemen, ACN is proud to introduce best-selling author, executive producer and host of The Apprentice, globally renowned property mogul, founder and CEO of the Trump Organization, multi-billionaire. Please welcome Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Well, Mr. Trump, I think the appropriate statement is welcome back. This is sixth time here at the
I believe
AC
this
family?
is number 6.
Number 6.
And we've had a lot of fun together, and Greg and Robert and the founders, they've been fantastic friends and people. They're really great people.
Being that we are here and you are very loved by the ACN family and you are back again, first question I have for you is why do you have such an affinity and enthusiasm for ACN? Why do you keep coming back to the love here at ACN?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, it is a Sunday morning, and I love golf. I'm a golfer, and I say, you know, what am I doing this for? What am I doing it? But I've developed a real liking for Greg, for Robert, for the founders generally. I mean, they're just great people. And, you know, I tell the story that we were playing golf, and I told the story. Some of you have found this out. And I don't know who it was. I think Greg was my partner, and we were about to trounce Robert. And Greg wasn't happy beating Robert. I said, I've never seen anything like this. They're just good people. They really like each other, love each other, and they love the representatives more than anything. And I see it. There's a great deal. I did this recently in the Meadowlands for ACN, and I saw love in that room that you just don't see very often. So you really run a great organization, and it's my honor to be here.
Yeah, fantastic. So, what is it that you think sets ACN apart? You obviously speak for a lot of companies, you see a lot of organizations, and you've had a chance to spend some time here at ACN. What do you think sets ACN apart from everybody else?
I really enjoy and use your product. So I know that's not the cool answer. Maybe it's not even what everybody wants to hear, but I have watched this product evolve over a period of time. I've seen this product get better and better and better over a fairly short period of time. So I really like it a lot. I use it when I can. And I've also seen the market for that use get bigger. You know, when we first started, there weren't that many people that had it on the other side. And I've seen the market get bigger. So I just feel that, you know, old-fashioned, but I love what you do, and I love really the product itself.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So you look at the Iris 5000 from a business point of view, because obviously you're America's most famous tycoon. When you look at the quote, you look at the phone, what do you see as the market opportunity? I mean, obviously it could have a big impact for families, but what kind of impact do you think it could have for business?
Well, I think it's enormous. It's so, you know, especially with the traveling today, it's hard to travel, it's just hard. It's inconvenient, and you never had these opportunities like you do today in many forms of technology, but being able to see the person. I've always said, you've got to see the person you're talking to. Now, you never really had the opportunity until recently. And I must say that the technology today, as opposed to the technology 5 years ago, it's a tremendous difference. So I think the Iris I think what's happened and what I've seen is absolutely beautiful and absolutely tremendous. It's going to stop. I think it probably hurts the airlines. I mean, at some point, I'll go to a meeting and I'll fly out to Los Angeles because I want to be face-to-face with a person. It is better to be face-to-face, and here you're face-to-face without really doing the big lift.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like it very much.
So at success, we know that companies and organizations are only successful as their leaders are and how significant their leaders are. Obviously, I think this is one of the great reasons why ACN has had such great success is because of their leaders. So from your vantage point, because you've got a chance to know them on a more intimate basis than most everybody here in the room, tell us more about your view of ACN's leadership and why this is probably one of the most significant things that's going to carry them forward the next 5, 10, 20 years.
Well, I can tell you that the leaders, to me, a true leader has to really love, number one, their people, and number two, their product. Now, I'm not sure if it's necessarily in that order, but it's pretty close. And they really do. I've gotten to know them well. And the founders, I always say, oh, my founder, he's the founder. But they are the founders, and they really do love the people in this room. They really do love the representatives, and it's very important to them that the representatives do well and really well. And I just see that.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I've had, Darren, over the years, I've met many people. And I've met people that do love their people, and I've met people that couldn't care less. And some are in the middle. These are people that really love what they're doing, which is very important towards success, by the way, love what they're doing. But they're also people that have a lot of respect for the people and the representatives in the room, and really love for those people. So I think that's very important.
If somebody has joined us in this incredible experience today and they're just getting started in ACN, what would be your best advice for somebody just getting started in their entrepreneurial endeavor with ACN today?
Well, first of all, I think it's a great idea. I mean, beyond anything else. I think getting started with ACN is something I know some people have done really well. But you have to go out and you have to work. No matter how good an idea, no matter how good the people, no matter how good the founders, no matter how good our day is together, and we're going to have a great time, you still have to really go out and work. And, you know, one of my points is never, ever quit, never, ever give up. And I talk about it all the time. And I've had so many people that are so smart. I went to the Wharton School of Finance. I was with the smartest people. And a lot of the people that weren't the smartest are much more successful than the top of the class. And I've gone with people that never went to college, and they're eating the lunch of geniuses that went to Wharton and Harvard because they work harder, they have more energy, they have more enthusiasm. You know, the word enthusiasm is a very important word, because I've seen people with great enthusiasm. They're not nuclear scientists, and that's okay. They have great enthusiasm, and that spirit made them very, very successful. Very, very successful. So as far as if I was starting with ACN, number one, before I started with ACN, I'd have to tell myself, to make this really good and really successful, as good as everything is, I would want to have a great spirit to work. And if you don't have that great spirit to work, guess what? You should be working for somebody else. You shouldn't be working for yourself. Because essentially you're working for yourself, which is one of the beauties. I mean, you're working for yourself, and you'll do as well as you want to do.
So let's talk to their leaders. Some of these men and women are responsible for hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people in their organization, that they're helping them be successful. You work a lot with leaders, have a lot of leaders in your organization. What's your best advice to leaders to help them help others be more successful?
Well, you know, leadership is a very interesting thing, and I really believe that a leader is born more so than made, but you can also, you know, you can also see some cases where they become good. But the one thing that I've seen about leadership is that success makes leaders also. If somebody is continuously successful, it's much easier for that person to lead. And the success of ACN is, you know, pretty much unparalleled. I mean, I don't know. I don't sit home and study this, but I think from what I've seen and from what I've read in your great magazine and others, it's pretty close to unparalleled in what you do, and it's very unique. And I really think that the success of ACN and the success of the leaders of ACN and the success of lower representative leaders, really it becomes a lot easier.
I want you to challenge the leaders. I mean, some of these they've reached great levels of success. They've plateaued. You know, they're maybe sitting on their laurels a little bit too much. What would be your challenge to the leaders today to take it up a notch, to step it up a little bit, and really push themselves a little bit further? What would be your challenge to leadership today?
Well, I do it all the time with myself. I like to set goals at the beginning of the year as to what I want to do, what do I want to achieve. In the case of ACN, numbers of units, numbers of representatives. There's a lot of things you can do in terms of your own business and your own business model. What I do is I'll say that I want to bring revenue to a certain point. I want to buy, in the case of real estate, a certain amount of real estate. I want to get great stuff. I'll go to a certain segment of the real estate market. I'll say that's what I want. That's what I want to focus on. And, you know, the one thing you have to remember, and two things I'll say, and maybe this is even a negative, you want to make your life happy. Because I do know, Darren, I know many successful people. I know many very, very happy, successful people. And I know some successful people that are basically miserable people. They're horrible people. I talked about them in my speech with you last time.